Morning, everyone. Bit of a cloudy, rough start to the day here. I'm actually in a full sweatpant thing because it's a little cold. Today's videos, it's not really well thought out. It just kind of jumped into my head, and I've been thinking about it since last night. Had a bit of trouble sleeping, and it might be a little bit all over the place. I apologize, but about boundaries and who you let into your life and self-improvement, and how really hard that can be sometimes when you're being someone that people aren't used to you being. I have people in my life, a lot of people in my life, who make me feel a certain way. I'm pretty sure they're not aware of the emotional and physical and spiritual investment I make in them and the conversations that we sometimes have, or the way they treat me. So I've started doing something that is maybe a bit selfish. When someone calls me or texts me or sends me a message and I see their name, it always makes me feel a certain way. If it's my daughter Riley, my cousin Sebastian, my brother John, people who I love unconditionally, I'm immediately filled with joy, and I can't wait to answer that call or that message. But there's other people that I see their name and I immediately feel a little bit anxious, a little bit bothered. Those people I've tried to kind of put away for now. I'm setting boundaries, and I haven't done the mature thing, unfortunately, and had talks with a lot of people and set boundaries, because most of these people are people that have been a part of my life for a long time, and I'm sure they've noticed, and they're thinking I've become a bit cold. I'm not being cold. I'm just setting boundaries. I'm setting my own personal boundaries for my own betterment. So it's just something I've started doing. I don't know if it's healthy. This video is more of if somebody has some input for me or they want to talk about it, I guess. But I recently was listening to a podcast, and the guy was talking about boundaries, and he said, the term "be full of yourself," people don't like it. He said that he was at a seminar and someone was talking about be full of yourself. It's important. Fill yourself up with yourself. And someone in the crowd said, put up their hand and said, I don't believe that. I think that's a very selfish and narcissistic way to be. And the guy looked at her straight in the eyes and said, well, who the fuck do you want me to fill myself up with then? Honestly, it's true. You got to fill yourself up. You got to be full of yourself. Not in a way that you're walking around like, you think you're the cat's pajamas, but, fill yourself up with yourself, and then you can give. Once you're overflowing and you're full, maybe then you could start giving. Because I've always been a giver. I give. I take care of the people I love. I take care of the people I don't love. And I'm not a person that expects anything in return. That's not how my karmic cycle works. I just do things because it makes me feel good. But I've realized now that it's the same as eating a chocolate bar or, buying yourself a gift. It's a quick little burst of serotonin because you did something that makes you joyful, but the damage isn't worth it. It's not worth it. I've been doing it for a long time, and I've stopped doing it, and it's affecting a lot of people. Some people are weirded out by it. They're asking questions and asking me if everything's okay and how come I'm being weird. But I'm not. I'm just on a journey right now to take care of myself. And the best way I could describe it, and if I can give you some great advice today, this one came from my cousin Sebastian. We were talking, and he said, think about it like this. You're on the bank of a river, and it's calm where you are, but down the river's a bit rough, and there's a lot of rapids and waterfalls and, hairpin turns, and it's dangerous. And someone stops the canoe, and it's maybe someone you don't know, maybe it's someone you love dearly, but someone stops their canoe where you are, and they start talking to you about the river. And you know what the river looks like, so you help them. And you talk to them, and you tell them that it's a bit dangerous down there, and there's some hairpin turns. And you tell them, I'll be here every day. You don't have to go any farther. You can come, and we could talk about the river. And every day they come, and they talk to you about the river, and then one day you notice that they go by you. So you walk a little farther down the path to the edge of the river, and you do some more talking. But he said, under no circumstances, Brian, can you get in the canoe. And that was huge for me. Like, don't get in the canoe. Help people on their way. Do what you can, but don't get in the canoe with them. Because now you're in the mess. You're in the problem. And yes, you know the river, but it's not your responsibility to paddle for them. It's not your responsibility to get them down the river. You have to give them the tools to make it down the river, or you don't. But that's completely up to you. So yeah, I guess today what I'm saying is it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to push people away temporarily, maybe permanently, if they're not good for you. I don't mess around anymore. When I talk to somebody now, and maybe it's a new person I've met, and I sense that they're takers and all they want to do is judge and take and fill me with negativity, they're no longer a part of my life or my circle. And I do it quickly, and I don't mess around, and I'm always filled with guilt when I do it. But then I sit there, and like I said, I do in the moment now, I sit there and I say, what have I done? I haven't done anything wrong. Not a thing. And they're just like, you know, kind of going down a path, and you know what, they can go down on their own, but I'm not getting in the canoe with them. All right, so that's it for today, guys. Bit of a gray day, a little tougher to get up in the morning and do these walks lately, but still here. Peace.